Hey everybody, it's Laura from Budget RX, and today we've got a doozy. If you're new here, I'm a new physician, just started my residency. I got my first doctor paycheck this month, and so I'm gonna go over all of my spending for the month so you can see kind of what I spent my money on. We're gonna pull that money out of the different categories that I spent from. It's not gonna include things like my rent or weekly wallet cash or anything like that, but for the most part, these are all of the things I spent my money on. So you can kind of see how I do it, and you can tell me how dumb I am for spending my money the way that I do. I just painted my nails and I gave them 1 hour to dry, so I hope it doesn't get messed up. Kind of like it, kind of don't. Kind of ugly, but let me know what you think. All right, so let's start with, I need my cash tray. Hold on. Okay, so the way that I do this video, I do this once a month. And what we do is first we start with figuring out, have I put any money from my wallet into Back to the Bank, which I don't think I have this month. Back to the Bank, which, I do have money for the bank, okay. So let's count that up. Looks like 40. And actually, I think I need to put this into my Zodiac binder because in my last video, I was off by $40. Yeah, I was off by $40 and I couldn't figure it out. And one of you guys figured it out and put it in the comments, and that it was that I had forgotten to put $40 into my Zodiac. So let's do that now. I almost forgot about that. So we're on Leo. Yeah, there's no money in here, so I did not put my $40 in last week. Too much yapping. Okay, we'll come back for that later. All right, so we're not gonna have anything going back to the bank, so we don't have to worry about that. And then now we count up how much cash we're gonna pull out of here and give it back to the bank so we can pay off the credit card, right? Because that's what I use most of the time, is a credit card to pay for most things. And then I pay myself back out of my categories. All right, so we're going to go through and pull that out. We'll start with, so I've got my list of what the expenses are and like what, I'm gonna tell you guys what I purchased. Okay, so the first category is Nourish. Nourish, I stuff once a month at the beginning of the month, and it's all my grocery money. Oh man, I'm so worried my nail polish is gonna get all messed up. But then I guess it'll be an excuse to repaint my nails. Here we go. Nourish, which I still need to make a label for it. I spent $336 on groceries, butcher box delivery, which is a bunch of meat, and then some coffee beans. So I spent $336, so here's 300, and then I have not 36. So I'm going to break this 50. Okay, so we need 3 and then 36, so it's 30. So we're gonna do 300 in prop and then 36 cash. Great. Next category is go. That's like transportation. And, that's not go. Okay. And I spent only $10 out of all of this. So let's put in a 20. Next is wellness. Here it is. Wellness, we spent $87 on supplements and some syringes. So we need 87. That's 80. And then this is 90, so we'll get 3 back. So we just did 87 in cash. And next is epithelium. Epithelium is for like hair, skin, and nails, like beauty purchases. So I spent only $17 this time on some facial sunscreen because I ran out. So I use the facial sunscreen from Trader Joe's. I put it on like one of the first things I do in the morning as I'm getting ready, and I let it kind of soak in for 20 minutes or so, and then I put on my makeup. So I do use some like light foundation, and it acts as a really great base too. So So yeah, definitely you want to wear facial sunscreen. I recommend it. Okay, next is Sanctuary, which is here. This is for things for the house to help make my house a home. So I spent $133. Most of that was to get some of those bulbs that can change colors that you can program with your Google Home. And so basically I programmed lights to come on to help me wake up in the morning and like start playing music. And then the bulbs don't play music, but I created like a routine to wake me up in the morning with light, and then a routine for all the lights to turn red at 7 p.m. when I should stop seeing blue lights and start getting ready for bed and remind me of that. Now, usually right now, my rotations, I am working 7 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. So when I get home, it's already dark and it's time for me to get ready. And that's what led to the next purchase, which was I did pay for someone to come and clean my apartment this week because I literally have almost no time to do it. As something as kind of like a treat to myself. It was $44 because I got a deal, but I think it was really, really helpful, and it helped me not feel so out of control while working so many hours. So I think I may like do that every 2 weeks. We'll see. It's going to be more expensive, but I'll see if I may use like money from my Etsy because I still haven't taken out any money from my Etsy. I don't really have that much profit from it, but from some of my Etsy profit to pay for it. And like maybe that can be what my Etsy profit is for, is to just help make my life a little bit easier during my really difficult rotations. So that was $133. So we'll do one and okay, 30. Okay, so we're gonna do 100 in prop and 33. So here is 30. And then we'll get more ones. Now onto wardrobe. Wardrobe, I spent $88. Most of that was dry cleaning. I got myself a necklace. And then I bought those really stinky jeans I told you guys about. Like these, I wanted some black jeans. And they fit really well. I really love them, but they smelled really, really bad, like probably from some crazy chemicals that they put on in China or something like that. And it ended up making all of my laundry smell really bad for 2 cycles now. I did what y'all told me to do, which was like soak them in a bunch of baking soda or baking powder. I can't remember now, baking soda probably, in my tub for like 5 hours. And then I washed them and it helped like 80%, but the smell is still there. So I just washed them again with some other chemicals, like smell removal stuff. But it's like so bad. Anyway, $88. So 20, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 71, 72, 73. So do I not even have, I don't even have enough. Okay, that was unexpected. Let me just double check something. Yeah, I don't know when and where I made this mistake, but apparently I don't have as much cash in here as I thought. So I'm going to be in the negative. Let's see, 20, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70. And it's supposed to be how much? 88, 73. So 15, which is what I was supposed to put in here last week. I wonder, I'm going to have to rewatch that video and see, did I put the money in? Okay, so I'm negative 15 in here for now. And I'm going to be negative this coming month too because I had to buy shoes. It was an emergency. Okay, so the cash that I actually have is 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 73. So 73 back to the bank. And then we've got tech. I spent $60. That's a yearly subscription to clean my Mac, which does all sorts of like keeping maintenance and my computers functioning well, which is really important to me. And it's for 2 different computers. So that's $60 a year. And then fees. Everybody knows how much I love this category. Fees, I had to do a wire transfer because I made a payment that went to the wrong account and went in the negative. And so then I had to transfer money really fast so I wouldn't get any like problems from it. Anyway, that was $40. So let's do 20, 30, 40. I'm looking for hobbies now. There it is. Okay, hobbies. I bought 4 new bottles of nail polish. I went to a baseball game and I got some Post-it notes for work. I didn't know where else to pull that money from, like for Post-it notes. So I just used hobbies because I do a lot of like, I'll pull money out of hobbies for things that are like stationary, like office-y kind of stuff. Hobbies, so $84. So here is 80. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then we're looking for smell goods. Smell goods, this is for anything smells good, like perfume or like scents for the house. And that's what I spent money on this month. I did $34 for 2 Pura scents. It's kind of like sanctuary, but I like the term smell goods, and I like having a different category for that out of sanctuary. I bumped you with my head. Okay, and then the last category, this is kind of the weird, oh my gosh, I can't believe you just spent that much money on that category. So this is, I gotta pull out my Zodiac binder. And this is going to be kind of weird. So Zodiac, it's a binder that I am using for like a long-term sort of savings challenge situation. But I've decided to use this money that I save in this category. I use it for things having to do with health and wellness and longevity. And I do have a wellness category, but this is for kind of more expensive out there things. Like I want to do hyperbaric oxygen therapy. That's more expensive sort of thing that I'd have to save up for. That's going to come out of this. I also want to do some yearly testing outside of going to my primary care physician. I want, and this is what this cost is. I spent $487 to do NAD testing. Now, NAD is probably one of the most important molecules in your body because it helps your every cell create ATP, and ATP is the energy that your cells use to do all the things that you need to stay alive, to build things, to break things down, to fight against infection, like everything that you need to do to feel good. And I've been on this journey to get healthier and to help especially my brain feel as good as it possibly can, because I want to be the best physician. I want to be the best pathologist I can be, and I'm still in training, and I want to learn and be at my peak brain performance. And NAD is one of those things that as you age, it drops. And I'm 43. And so I was curious, where am I at with my NAD? Because I've been very stressed for 4 years straight. I am now much older. I can definitely tell that my brain has been going down the tubes. Now I have had 2 brain injuries, which makes a really big difference. And that's one of the reasons why I put so much more emphasis on my brain health than maybe other people do, because I know I'm already at quite a deficit and I need to be more careful about it than other people. Or at least I feel like I do. Anyway, so I got testing. It's a blood test on what my NAD levels are. And they came back like scary low, like like you're 99 years old low. And the $487 is 2 different tests. So I took the first test, and then I also got 2 months worth of supplementation for NAD. Now, not NAD directly, but precursors that have been shown in research to be effective at raising your NAD levels. So I took the first test. I got the really bad result. I'm going to take 2 months worth of supplementation and then take the second test and see where I'm at. And if that was the right level of supplementation, then I know that I don't have to take another test for another year. I'll probably wait a year. But if it's not enough, then I will increase my supplementation and take another test and see where it's at. So that's my plan. But yeah, it was really shocking how low it was. So that's what the 487 is. And so I've got to take out 487 worth. Now, I don't know how to do that because I've just been using these. Like this is 365. So I could be like, no, these are empty. So that's 365. Where's my calculator? Okay, so I need 487 minus 365, 122. Okay, so then this is also null. So I need $2. So this is now 72. So now these are all gone. Guess I'll put them back there. Okay, so now we count up how much cash this is supposed to be, and then we verify that it's correct. Okay, so we checked it and we do have 474. So now we move on to where we are validating and condensing for every category. And we'll start with savings challenges. So Zodiac should have 613. I just took the 1100 that it was supposed to be at before removing this, and it should now be 613. $647. So that's a difference of $34. So I'm gonna have to check that. So that's one problem. And then we'll check the Kisses binder. This is for like laser treatment. I should have 1320 in there. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So that's 1,200 and 20, 40, 60, 81. So 13 and then 20. Let's just make sure that this is 20, 40, 60, 80, 120. Okay. And yes, that's true. Let's take 100 to the bank and put this 100 there. And that's to laser. We're gonna skip Cosmos this month because I still haven't fixed that. 10K should have 1380. This is saving for a big train trip when I graduate, finally. So we should have 1,200 and so another 180 here. This should be 180, 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 80. Okay, so let's take 100 of this back to the bank. And then pet emergency should have 570. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we should have $70 in here. And we do. And we could just consolidate that to 50. Okay, so now we're adding $200. We supposedly added $200 more to this, so we're going to double check that again. So we have no. 474 plus 200 is 674, and that's what we have. Excellent. So we know we're accurate as of now. Okay, so now we're going to check and condense. So my emergency category should have 1210. We've got 1150, 70, 90, 95, 95. Yeah, okay. 1210. Okay, so let's condense this. So we can put 50 more back to the bank. 50 more to the bank. Total prop is now going to be 1,200. We're going to swap these 5s for a 10. We're gonna take this 150 and exchange it for this 200. So now it's 1210. Nourish should have 138, I think. 120, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. All right, let's just leave 3 here and get a 5. That was correct. And just leave that. Mint Mobile should have 170. Got 150, 55, 60, 65, 70. All right, we will condense 5s to 20. Was correct, and nothing back to the bank. Go, or transportation, should have 515, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, so let's put another 100 back to the bank. So total prop will be 400. I just need some more. Okay, so we wanted another 100 back to the bank, which means I can exchange this 100 for a 200. Do we have, we out of 200s? No, there's one. Rental insurance, we should have 35, 20, 25, 30, 35. Cool. I'm sorry about that fan. I have 0 control over it. It's like programmed into the building. Wellness should have 163, 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 40, 50, 63. Okay, so for wellness, let's take 50 back to the bank. So then we'll have 100 in prop money. That's good for now. Oh, I forgot to put this back with my... Okay, epithelium should have 443, 100, 250, 70, 90, 310, 20, or 30, 50, 70, 90, 410, 20, 30, 43. Okay. This is tough because I know I spend out of this fairly 20, 40, 60, 80. Let's do 100. So there will now be Sanctuary should have 209 in it. And it has 207. Did I write that wrong or what? Which means I need to take out the mysterious envelope. See if I can make up for it. And I can. Actually, I'm going to exchange this for 2 ones. Sometimes that happens, and I am not sure why. But that's what my mysterious envelope is for, to make up for these little discrepancies. And then we got wardrobe, which we already know is -15. Tech should be 390. So it's 3, 20, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. What the hell? Why am I so off? It's off by... Okay, I'm just wrong and I have to fix it. Man, you guys, this is so embarrassing. Like, why can't I do this right? Well, at least I know. That's why I like to validate it, you know? Because I don't want to be going around thinking I have more money than I do. Okay, fees should be 165, 150, 65. Buffer should be 270. So we have 250, 55, 60, 65, 70. I told myself, if you guys remember, that's what this buffer is for. If at the end of the month I'm negative in a category, I have to use this. And so I should use this to make my wardrobe even again. So we're gonna add 15. And then wardrobe will not be negative anymore. Okay, that works it out. So now gifts needs to be 175. So we got 100, 20, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. So that one's right. How do we want to condense this? Let's do 5, 10, 15, 20. Hobbies should be 950. So we have 9, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Travel should be 290. So we got 150, 70, 90, 210, 230, 250, 60, 70, 80, 90, 290. Okay. 20, 40, 60, 80, 1. And exchange that. So let's put 100 back to the bank for that. And I think I'm out of hundreds, so we'll do 250s. So now this should be 250 in prop. Puppy should have 1370 there. Okay. 1,250, 70, 90, 1310, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So this has 1380 in it. Let's just double check. 12. No, let's just do it this way. 50, 70, 90, 110, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Okay. Counting from 50s is tough. Y'all know that. So how are we going to condense this? 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. I think we should do 100 back to the bank. And we have 2 more 50s there. So now we have 1,200, 250, 1,300, 50, 70. Okay. Okay, smell goods is supposed to have 245 in there. 20, 40, 60, 65, 70. No. 200, 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45. All right. Fine spirits. 100, 20, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. So it does have 170. And holiday boost is supposed to have 185. 150, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85. So that's accurate. We'll condense these 5s. Luxury boost is supposed to have 20 in it. And it does. And the last category is football. Okay, these are the star notes that are separate. So we have 50, 70, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, and 5. All right, that is accurate. We could condense this, except we can't because I don't have any more placeholders. So we'll just chill at this. We're getting close to football season though, very exciting. All right, so that's the sinking funds. There's one more thing I do want to condense because I always forget about it. And this is my leftover savings challenge. So money that I have left over in my wallet at the end of the week, I put in here, and it gets kind of bulky. So let's see. I have been, when it gets to hundreds, I've been condensing that. But it looks like some of this has gotten a little messed up. Okay, so we have 20, 30, 35, 40. Okay, this is 51. So we'll keep 1, and then let's do... So I'm keeping this in cash just because I don't have like a bucket on my savings account for this challenge. And I don't know why, but it feels more exciting that it's pure cash. But we're getting close to being done, so that'll be exciting to see how much it is at the end. Okay. So now we're going to validate that we have the right amount. So first we got to figure out how much did we say we're putting back to the bank. 515. So 515 plus 675 or 74, it's supposed to be 1189. So let's see. We don't have any 100s. We don't have any 50s. Let's see what we have. $11.89. I did it. I did it this week or this month. I did it this month. So there were some mistakes, but it didn't have to do with counting. Probably had to do with my spreadsheet, but that's awesome. Okay, so thanks for watching my unstuffing and condensing video. Love all this beautiful money here. Tomorrow I will be posting my first budgeting video for August. So I will share more about my monthly budget, my paycheck, and even what I put in my HSA and what I put in my retirement, I think. I'm not sure if they've taken that out yet. That may have to wait until September. We'll see. If they're already taking it out, then I'll tell you what it is, but I'll give you more insight into how I manage my money as a 43-year-old resident physician, which is definitely different than being like a 26-year-old resident physician like most of my classmates are. Because I already had retirement savings before going to medical school, and I used some of my retirement savings to pay for medical school, actually. So I might do a whole video just about that. We'll see. If you want to know more about how I manage like the student debt situation, how I manage paying for medical school, how I feel about going into so much debt so late in life for a second career, if that's the kind of stuff that you'd be interested in knowing about, let me know. If it's not something and you want me to just focus on the cash stuffing, let me know that too. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Say hey in the comments, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.